Hello students, good morning to everyone. In this video, I'm going to continue the chapter coordinate geometry. Under this, the topic 1 distance formula. We have studied this formula, and I think I have left two questions in the heading distance formula, that is topic 1. Now look at the questions what I have left, that is under the special case related to distance formula. Look at the question number 30 first. Find the coordinates of the center of the circle passing through the points 0, 0, -2, 1 and -3, 2. Also find its radius. Now look at the solution. I have already written the given data. So now first we have to find out what center of the circle and also radius of the circle. So that's why I'm going to define, let P of x comma y be the center of the circle. P of x comma y is the center. We need to find out the coordinates x and y, and of the circle passing through the points. I'm going to take the first point as O, 0, 0 means it is actually origin. So that's why I'm going to denote by O. And the second point I'm going to take as A, and the third point I'm going to take as B. Okay, so first one is O, 0, 0, second point as A, -2, 1, and the third point as -3, 2. So now look at here, I have written a rough diagram for further clarification. So look at here, this is actually what center of the circle, P of x comma y. We need to find out this one P, and it is given that circle passing through the points O, A and B. Circle is passing through these points means the points O, A, B must lie on the circumference of the circle. Remember, it is not a center. Don't treat 0, 0 as a center. It is not a center. Circle is passing through this point means, okay, now look at it. Circle is passing through O, passing through B and passing through the point A. Okay, so there are so many points on the circumference of the circle, but 3 points are given to you. Okay, 3 distinct points, and you can write down anywhere. Okay, it is a rough diagram, that's why you can write down anywhere. I am going to write down here O and here B and here A. So now by this we can understand what the distance from O to P, okay, means OP is radius of the circle, and PB, it is also radius of the circle, PA, it is also radius of the circle, and these three should be equal, because first circle means it has a fixed radii. So that's why OP, PO, PB and PA are all equal. Okay, so I'm going to write down like this. Therefore OP is equal to AP is equal to BP. Okay, so P is fixed. Okay, P should be the center. OP and then AP and then BP, all the three are actually what? Equal. So now the next thing is, among these three equalities I'm going to consider only two, means first one and second one. So now look at here. Now OP is equal to AP. Okay, OP is equal to AP, and I'm going to squaring this one. Okay, OP square is equal to AP square. Okay, so now you have to apply what? Distance formula. Okay, OP means O and then P means x comma y. Okay, look at here it is x comma y. Okay, so now I'm going to treat this one as x1 y1, x2 y2. Okay, then it will become what? X2 minus x1 whole square means x minus 0 whole square, and then plus y2 minus y1 whole square, y minus 0 whole square, which is equal to, in case of AP, okay, here it is A, here it is B, x1 y1, x2 y2, x2 minus x1, x minus of minus 2, it will become x plus 2 whole square, and then plus next y2 minus y1 means sorry, this is y2, this is y1. y2 minus y1 means it will become y minus 1 whole square. So now in the left hand side, x minus 0 whole square means it will become just x square, and then y minus 0 whole square means just y square, which is equal to here a plus b whole square formula, x square plus 4 plus 4x, and here a minus b whole square formula, y square plus 1 minus 2y, and you can cancel x square, y square. Okay, a remaining thing you have to simplify actually. So now look at here, the remaining thing in the left side is 0 is equal to here, what is the remaining thing? 4x and minus 2y is remaining. Okay, 4x minus 2y is remaining. So now I'm going to write down in a particular order. First 4x and then minus 2y and then the constant term. Now look at here 4 and then plus 1 is there, so that's why it will become what? 5, like this. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one as equation number 1. Okay, I think it is better to write on like this. Okay, so I'm going to rearrange this equation. I'm going to take the reverse order. 4x minus 2y plus 5 is equal to what? 0, and then 4x minus 2y is equal to minus 5. Okay, so now put this one as equation number 1. Now I am going to consider one more equality. Now look at here, OP BP. Okay, first and third. Okay, so now I'm going to write on here again OP is equal to what? BP. Okay, so I'm going to consider OP. This is because O is 0, 0, so that's why left hand side will become very easy. So even if you consider the second and third equality, it will be also right, you will get the solution. But if you consider OP, it will be very easy. Okay, so the similar thing I'm going to write down directly. It will become what? OP left hand side, simply it is x square plus y square. So now look at the right hand side, BP. Okay, so distance, sorry, I need to square this one actually. Write down in your next step. Okay, OP square is equal to BP square. Before that you have to write down OP is equal to BP, and then you need to square this one. Okay, now OP square means we got actually what? X square plus y square. I have written directly. Now BP square means B and then P. So now x1 y1, x2 y2, x minus of minus 3, it will become what? X plus 3 whole square, and then plus next y minus 2 whole square, y minus 2 whole square. So now the left hand side as it is x square plus y square, right side a plus b whole square formula, x square plus 9 plus 3 into 2 6x, and then plus y square plus 4, and then minus 2 into 2 4y. So now x square will get cancelled, y square will get cancelled. Okay, you need to simplify the remaining thing. On the left hand side 0 is remaining. So now look at it. First write on x 6x, and then here minus 4y, and then 9 plus 4, it will become how much? 13. Okay, so now I am going to rewrite this one. So like this, 6x minus 4y is equal to what? Sorry, 6x plus minus 4y plus 13 is equal to 0. Okay, just I have reversed, and in the next step I'm going to write on like this, 6x minus 4y is equal to minus 13. Okay, so my intention is I'm going to separate the variables on LHS and the constant term on right side. Okay, here also the same thing, and I'm going to put this one as equation number 2. So now my intention is to what? I have to find out x and y. So here there are two unknowns. Okay, so even though this point seems to be equidistant from B and O, we can't directly find out the two variables. Okay, if you look at the previous problems, one of the coordinate is already known for you, or else the relationship between these two will be given for you. Okay, like that. So or any hint will be given to you to find out the coordinates, but here there is no hint like that. So that's why 3 points are given to you. So whenever if you look at this kind of problem, you have to follow the same method. Okay, if it is particularly related to circle. And now the problem is still it is not complete. Now look at here. Now you have to solve equation 1 and equation 2, then only you will get the required answer. Okay, in the next page I'm going to solve these two equations. Now the two equations are written once again here. So now look at here, you have to do one thing. You need to add or subtract these two equations so that one of the variable will get disappears, like that. Okay, so this is the important thing. Okay, what I told for you, you have to add or subtract these two equations so that one of the variable, either x or y, will get disappear, like that. Okay, you have to do like that. So now before that, why one of the variable will disappear on adding or subtracting only when the coefficients are same. Here the x coefficient is 4 and x coefficient is 6. If you add, it will become 10. If you subtract, if you take 6 minus 4, it will become 2. Okay, 2x will remain. Okay, it will not get disappear. Here also look at the same thing. Here minus 4 minus 2. If you add, it will become minus 6. If you subtract, means minus 2 minus 4 means minus 2 plus 4, it will become once again plus 2. So that's why you need to equate the coefficients here. Okay, so now I'm going to equate the coefficients of y by multiplying one equation or both equation by a suitable number. So now look at here, I'm going to do like this. Equation number 1 multiplied by 2 minus equation number 2. I'm not going to multiply equation 2 by any number. Now look at here, what will happen. Multiply 1 by 2, equation 1 by 2. All the three terms you have to multiply by 2. On multiplying by 2 all the three terms, it will become what? 2 fours are, it will become 8x, and then 2 into minus 2 means it will become minus 4y, and then 2 into minus 5 means it will become minus 10. Okay, and second equation you have to write down as it is. I'm not going to multiply any number. 6x minus 4y is equal to minus 30. Okay, so now look at here, I'm going to subtract these two equation, means so I'm going to do 1 minus 2, but before that I have multiplied 2 for equation number 1. So I'm going to multiply this one, means sorry, I'm going to subtract this one, means you have to change the sign of the second term. Okay, I think you have followed this one in the division algorithm of polynomials. Okay, like that. So here 1 minus 2 means you have to change the sign here. Here it is plus, it will become minus. Okay, here minus will become what? Plus. Here minus will become what? Plus. Okay, so now you need to operate here. Okay, you have to consider the changed sign here. Okay, so for 13 it is plus, 4y it is positive, my 6x it is negative. Okay, now look at here, 8x minus 6x means it will become what? 2x. Okay, plus 2x. Now look at here, minus 4y plus 4y, it will get cancelled. Okay, now the variable is disappeared, one of the variable gets disappeared. Okay, so that you have to manage. Okay, so now in the right side, now look at here, what will happen. Minus 10 and then plus 13, you need to subtract here. Okay, it will become what? Plus 3. Okay, so now the value of x is equal to what? 3 divided by 2. So therefore we got the x coordinate of p is equal to what? 3 divided by 2. So then the next thing is we need to find out the y coordinate also. To find out y, you have to substitute this x value in any one of the equation 1 or 2. Okay, so now I'm going to consider the equation number 1. Okay, so equation 1 implies, okay, I'm going to write down like this. 4x plus 5 is equal to 2y, means I'm going to shift minus 2y towards the right side, minus 5 towards the left side. It will become 4x plus 5 is equal to 2y. Okay, so now you have to put this value, x is equal to 3 by 2. Okay, so now it will become like this, 4 into 3 divided by 2 plus 5 is equal to 2y. Okay, so you can write on the reason, because x is equal to 3 by 2. Okay, it is already we have got here. And then 2 ones are, it will become 2 twos are 3 into 2, it will become 6 plus 5 is equal to 2y. 6 plus 5 means 11 is equal to 2y. On cross multiplication, 11 divided by 2 is equal to y. Okay, 11 by 2. So this implies y will become what? Y is equal to 11 divided by 2. Okay, x is equal to 3 by 2 and y is equal to 11 by 2. Therefore, okay, therefore the coordinates of center or p of x comma y, which is equal to p of x means 3 by 2, y means 11 by 2. Okay, so this is the center. So now we have found out center, but also he is going to ask what? Find out the radius. Okay, so look at the last figure what I have written. Okay, now look at here. OP means you will get radius. If you calculate PB radius, or AP, it will become radius. Now it is very easy to calculate OP, because here it is a 0 comma 0. So that's why I'm going to find out what? OP. If you find out distance from O to P, that is equal to what? Radius of the circle. So now I'm going to write down O is 0 comma 0 and P is equal to 3 by 2 comma 11 divided by 2. Okay, therefore radius OP is equal to square root of, okay, so now it is actually like that distance of P from the origin, it is actually like that. Okay, so x1 y1 x2 y2, so it will become x2 minus x1 whole square, 3 by 2 minus 0 whole square. 3 by 2 minus 0 means it is just 3 by 2, so that's why it will become what? 3 by 2 whole square. In the similar sense, it will become 11 by 2 whole square. Okay, so now you have to simplify within the square root. First you need to square this one. 3 square 9, 2 square 4, and then 11 square 121, and 2 square means 4. So denominator is same, so that's why I'm going to add the numerators. 4 121 plus 9 means it will become what? 130. If you split the square root of 130 divided by square root of 4, but square root of 4 means what? 1 by 2. Okay, 1 by 2 into square root of 130. 130 cannot be simplified. Okay, so that's why I'm going to write down as it is. So this, therefore OP is equal to like this. Therefore finally write down radius of circle is 1 by 2 square root of 130 units. Okay, this completes the solution of this question. Now look at the question number 31. If a minus 4 comma 0 and 4 comma 0 are two vertices of an equilateral triangle, find the coordinates of its third vertex. I think this type of problem is already solved, but actually I have misplaced this one actually in the special case. This type of problem is already solved, I think. Okay, maybe under the heading maybe in the previous section. Okay, I forgot that one where it a similar question is present. So I think okay, just forget about it. So now look at the solution of this one. Okay, question number 31. Okay, I have written already the given data for you. Look at here. Let C of x comma y be the third vertex of the triangle ABC. It is given that what? ABC is equilateral. Okay, I'm going to write on later. Having two vertices, A of minus 4 comma 0 and B of 4 comma 0. Okay, given vertices are minus 4 comma 0 and 4 comma 0 are the vertices. Just I have written a rough diagram for you. It is 4 comma 0 lies on x-axis, minus 4 comma 0 on negative x-axis. So now look at here, this length can be easily we can understand here. So from here to here 4 units, from here to here 4 units means totally 8 units. Okay, I think in the previous problem also the same length actually we have got a b is equal to 8 actually, but actually here the coordinates are different. Okay, 4 comma 0 and then minus 4 comma 0. So now definitely we can understand here. So the point third vertex, it must lie on y-axis, remember. So this is because then only because this forms a midpoint for the side AB, and through this point this is the perpendicular line for the side AB, and it is a equilateral triangle, so that's why it must be present on the y-axis only. Okay, so that's why I'm going to take the point C here. And one more possibility is there, I told for you in the previous question. So maybe C present also here. I'm going to say take this one as C and this one as a C dash. And if its coordinates are x comma y, then its coordinates are x comma minus y. Okay, so whatever you have written here, it's negative, you have to write on here like that. Okay, so but I'm going to find out this one. Then while finding this one, you will get two values for y, or the positive value you have to write on here, the negative value you have to write on here like that. Okay, so now look at here, I'm going to write on like this. So first, it is an equilateral triangle, so that's why AC should be equal to BC should be equal to AB. Okay, why I'm going to write on this one? Given triangle ABC is equilateral. Okay, equilateral, that's why. Okay, so now I'm going to consider the two ratios, so first and the second one. Okay, consider AC is equal to BC. Okay, so square this one, AC square is equal to BC square. Now distance formula AC, okay, it will become what? X plus 4 whole square. It's very familiar for you. I'm not going to define which is x1 and which is y1 like that. Y minus 0 whole square. BC means x minus 4 whole square and then plus y minus 0 whole square. Okay, here x square plus 4 square 16 plus 8x, and then here it will become plus y square, and here also the same thing will happen for you. So now it will become what? X square plus 16 but minus 8x, and here it is y square, and you can cancel immediately y square, and also x square, and also 16. If you take minus 8x towards the left side, it will become here 8x, and this will become plus 8x. Okay, which is equal to right side remaining 0. So 16x is equal to 0, and you will get x is equal to 0 divided by 16. So therefore you will get x is equal to 0. So by this we can understand what? The x coordinate of the point C should be equal to 0. So it is actually true, because the point C lies on y-axis, means its x coordinate should be equal to what? 0. So now I'm going to consider the equalities like this. Consider first and third, AC is equal to AP. So now look at here, in the second case there must be AB, because A and B's coordinates are known. Okay, there is no variable x and y, so that's why we can exactly define what is the length AB. So that's why there should be AB in the second ratio, and the second for remaining the one AC. Even if you take AC, you will get the answer. Even if you take BC, you will get the right answer. Okay, I'm going to consider AC, but if you do with the BC is equal to AB, then also you will get the right answer. Okay, you can verify that one. Okay, I'm going to take AC is already calculated. Okay, you will get like this. Okay, so that's why I'm going to write down just by seeing here x plus 4 whole square, and then plus y minus 0 whole square, means just it is y square, which is equal to AB means already I told for you, you will get what? 8. Okay, I think I forgot to apply the square root actually. AC square AB square, before this you have to write on what? AC is equal to AB. Okay, remember, after writing consider, write on this one, then this one, and then this one. AB square means I told for you. Okay, I think if you apply the distance formula, you will get AB is equal to 8. it will become 8 square. A b is equal to 8, square is there, so that's why square. So now here it will become x is equal to 0. We know this one. I'm going to place here. It will become what? 0 plus 4. 0 plus 4 means 4. 4 square means it will become 16. And then y square as it is. 8 square means 64. Okay. So now I'm going to simplify this one for y square. Y square is equal to 64 minus 16. So y square is equal to, on subtraction you will get how much? 16 means first 10, 54, and then next 6 means it will become 48 plus 48. So now y will become what? Plus or minus square root of 48. And I think you can simplify this one, which is equal to, I'm going to simplify here, plus or minus square root of 16 threes. Okay, 16 threes are 48. Okay, and plus or minus, if you take 16 outside, it will become 4 root 3. So that's why there are two possible values for y: plus 4 root 3 minus 4 root 3. I told you initially you will get one positive, one negative. Positive means this one, C. Negative means this one. Okay, the same number means with the negative sign. Okay, here you have to write on what? 4 root 3. Here the same number with negative sign means minus 4 root 3. Okay, but here it is already came with the sign. Okay, minus 4 root 3 here. Okay, in the place of minus y, entirely minus y, and plus 4 root 3 means here. Okay, so therefore you can write on the conclusion here. Therefore the coordinates of third vertex of triangle ABC are C of, okay, x is equal to 0. Okay, first write on the positive. C means here you have to take the positive one, 4 root 3 over R. Okay, it may be C dash also, 0 comma minus 4 root 3. Okay, it is actually definitely one among these two. Okay, if C is right, then it is triangle ABC. Suppose if C dash is right, then the triangle will become ABC dash, but I'm not going to define this one, it will be understood. Just if you write on, it will be enough. Okay, this completes the solution of the question number 31. And this completes about what distance formula topic 1, and I have covered all the different types of problems. And if you want more problems, go through the textbook Audi Sharma. In the textbook large number of questions are given which appears in the previous year. Okay, just if you want to solve more question, and go through the Audi Sharma textbook and try to solve the question which appears in the previous years only. Okay, so he is going to indicate in the blue color. Okay, CBSE 2011, 2016, 2014, like that. If you solve those type of question, it will be enough. Okay, and if you feel any difficulty, you can ask for me, and if you have any doubts, you can put in the comment box. And now I'm going to continue the class. Just I'm going to give you the derivation of section formula. It is not important for the point of examination, but just try to understand what is the section formula and how it is derived. Hello students, in this video I'm going to continue the chapter coordinate geometry. Up to now we have studied the first topic, distance formula, and problems on distance formula. Now I'm going to deal with what? Section formula. Okay, so section formula derivation first, and after that midpoint formula as a special case. Okay, so then I'm going to deal with the problems related to section formula. Now let us begin the derivation of section formula. I think the word section is familiar for you. I think you have heard this word in biology. So while studying the internal structure of the organs, he may ask like this, cross section, okay, transverse section, longitudinal section, like that. So by this we can understand what the word section means. We are going to cut something, okay. It's actually meaning that we are going to divide something, okay. We are going to cut down something, like that. So in this topic, I think you have understood, I think means you are getting some idea. So what we are going to cut here, I'm going to cut the straight line, okay. So whenever a straight line has a finite length, and if you cut the straight line at some point, then we can measure the length of the two points, and after that I can calculate what is the ratio of the two points. Let us suppose, imagine there is a straight line whose length is equal to 10 centimeter exactly, and if you cut at exactly 5 centimeter, means in the middle portion, then we have divided the straight line in the ratio 1:1, okay. So because the two part measures the same distance, 5 centimeter 5 centimeter, 5 by 5, it will become 1 by 1. So therefore the ratio becomes 1 by 1, like that. In the same sense, I'm going to consider one more example for you. Let us take a straight line which measures 9 centimeter, and I'm going to make two parts, and I'm going to cut at 3 centimeter, okay. So if you cut at 3 centimeter, the one part measures 3 centimeter and another measures 6 centimeter. So now if you take the ratio 3 by 6, okay, it will become what? 1 by 2. So now the ratio is actually what? 1 by 2. Means we have cut the straight line in the ratio 1:2, like that. Previous example 1:1, like that. So in this sense, we can divide a straight line by cutting at some point. So now I'm going to find out, means I'm going to derive a formula to find out the point which divide the given straight line in the given ratio. Means there is a line AB and ratio is already given for you, okay. You need to cut down the straight line in the provided ratio, in the given ratio, and you need to identify at which point I have to cut down this straight line. So this is actually the main thing you have to understand. Now let us begin the derivation. Look at here, it is like this. So now it is actually what a section formula heading, okay. Now look at here, let a of x1 y1 and b of x2 y2 be 2 points in a plane. I have taken the figure from your NCERT textbook. Now look at here, this is the point A and this is the point B, and the coordinates of A are x1 y1, coordinates of B are x2 y2. So now let P of x comma y divides the line AP in the ratio m1:m2. Now look at here, I'm going to take the ratio in the general form, that is m1:m2, like that, okay. And P is the position, means P is the point, this is the point. At this point I'm going to cut this straight line, means I'm going to take section at this point, okay. So if you cut this straight line AB at this point, it will divide it in the ratio m1:m2, like that. But I need to find out what are the coordinates of the point P. Usually I have taken x and y, but you need to express the coordinates x and y in terms of x1 y1, x2 y2 and m1 m2, okay. That is actually the required formula. So now look at here, we know that the point P divides the line AB in the ratio m1:m2. So that's why I told for you, okay. So the two parts are actually what? PA and PB are the two parts after cutting down the straight line at the point P. If you calculate PA by PB or BP, it is equal to what? m1:m2 ratio, okay. So that's why I have written this one. And then now you need to draw the perpendiculars. Look at here, AR, PS, BT, okay, perpendicular to x-axis. So this is the first perpendicular, AR and PS and BT, perpendicular to what? X-axis, and then AQPC parallel, okay, not perpendicular, parallel to X-axis. Now look at here, AQ parallel to X-axis and PC parallel to X-axis. So now two triangles are actually formed. Look at here, PAQ, one triangle, BPC, another triangle. Okay, two triangles are formed by our construction. So now look at here, triangle PAQ is similar to triangle BPC actually. Okay, so now look at here, why they are similar to each other. You have studied this one. Actually this is not conveyed for you, it will appear in the chapter triangle. Actually just remember this one. Okay, I'm going to convey this one in the chapter triangle actually. So just remember, okay, just remember, it is actually because of AA similarity. Just remember, because of AA similarity, these two triangles form a similar triangles. Okay, they are similar triangles. They are similar triangles means if you take the ratio of the corresponding sides means what? PA, for the side PA, corresponding side is BP. Okay, for AQ, corresponding side is PC. For PQ, corresponding side is BC. Now look at here, by this you can understand. Now look at here, PA corresponding BP, AQ corresponding PC, PQ corresponding what? BC, like this. Okay, so these are the corresponding sides. If you take the ratio of these corresponding sides, it is always equal. So that's why in the next line we are going to write on like this. Okay, so now look at here, now the triangles are actually equal, and moreover now look at here, so I have written all these sentences already. Okay, so don't write on these sentences again, and I'm going to begin continue from here. Therefore, okay, PA by BP is equal to AQ by PC is equal to PB by BC. Okay, these are the corresponding side. Look at here, PA, okay, corresponding side is BP, that's why PA by BP is equal to AQ, corresponding side PC, AQ by PC is equal to PQ, corresponding side BC, PQ by BC, like this. Corresponding ratio of corresponding sides are equal. Then now look at here, you need to calculate what? AQ, PC, PQ, BC. Okay, now look at here, because I'm not going to calculate this one, PA by BP, because it is already known for you, it is equal to what? M1 by M2. Okay, so that's why you need to calculate what? Remaining four things. Okay, these two things and these two things you need to calculate. First AQ. Now look at here, AQ means what? This is AQ. Okay, this length. AQ is similar to that of RS. Okay, so now look at here, O to R distance is x1. Okay, I have converted this one in the previous derivation already, because the x coordinate of A is equal to x1, that's why O to R x1. Okay, and then x coordinate of P is equal to what? X, so that's why O to S total distance is x, and then x coordinate of B is x2, that's why O to T total distance is how much? x2, like that. So now look at here, I want what? AQ, it is equal to RS. So therefore, to get RS, you need to calculate like this, x and then subtract x1, means x minus x1. So that's why x minus x1. And then PC means what? Now look at here, PC is equal to what? PC is equal to ST. To get ST, you need to consider like this, x2 minus this distance is equal to what? X. Okay, so that's why x2 minus x is equal to what? ST, that is equal to what? PC. Therefore it is equal to x2 minus x. So next, PQ, in the similar sense, I think you can understand here. Okay, just look at the figure, I think you will be understood this one. PQ is equal to y minus y1, BC is equal to y2 minus y. So now you need to substitute these four values in this ratio. Okay, if you substitute, you will get like this. Okay, and then after that I'm going to consider first and second ratio. This is the first ratio, second ratio, third ratio. Okay, I'm going to consider the first ratio, M1, first and second ratio, M1 by M2 is equal to x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x. Now consider the simplification. So now I'm going to cross multiply this one towards the left side and this one towards the right side. So it will become what? M1 of x2 minus x1 is equal to M2 of x minus x1. Then multiply M1. It will become M1 x2 minus M1 x1 and here M2 x minus M2 x1. Now the next thing is important. You need to separate the terms containing x. Okay, so now look at here. Here x is present, just x. Okay, not x1, x2. X is present, and here also. Okay, one more thing. Just wait here. So x minus x1 actually this is what. Okay, x minus x1, x minus x1. Okay, I think I have made a mistake here. Okay, so this is actually what? Just x. Okay. Okay, so this is actually what? X minus x1, m2 x minus x1, it is right, but x2 minus x actually. Okay, x2 minus, this is not x1, this is x. Okay, then m1 x2 minus m1 x1. Okay, it's right. And then after this one, m2 x minus m2 x1. Okay, then m1 x2, this is actually right, m1 x2, and then this is m1 x1. I have taken this one from m1 x2 m2 x1. Okay, this is actually what? Just x. Okay, then I'm going to shift this one minus m1x towards right side. It will become what? Plus m1x here. Okay, m2x is present and it is as it is, but I'm going to shift this term m2x minus m2x1 towards the left hand side. It will become plus m2x1. Okay, now it is right. So now look at here. So now everything is right. So now look at here. m1 by m2 is equal to x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x. Then on cross multiplication you will get what? m1 x2 and then m1 x minus symbol, and then m2 into x. Okay, m2 into x means m2 x, m2 into minus as it is m2 into x1 means m2 x1. And then I'm going to shift the terms which contain x. So now look at here, this contain x and this also contain x. I'm going to shift this term towards the right side and I'm going to shift this one towards the left hand side. Okay, it will become like this. Left hand side, write on as it is. From these two terms you can take x as a common. If you take x as a common, m1 plus m2 within the bracket, and I'm going to cross multiply this term towards the left hand side. It will become like this. I'm going to reverse this one, m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2. So actually x is actually what? X is actually the x coordinate of the point P. So I told initially for you, I need to find out the coordinates of P in terms of x1, x2, y1, y2, m1, m2, like that. Because in the problem, he will give x1, y1, x2, y2, m1, m2. You need to find out x comma y. So that's why we want formula like this: x in terms of x1, x2, m1, m2, y1, y2, like that. So means we have obtained x is equal to like this in terms of x1, x2 and m1, m2. So now if you know the values of x1, x2, m1, m2, you can find out what is the value of x. In the similar sense, you can also obtain this one if you consider the first and third ratio. Now look at here. So first and third ratio. This is first ratio and this is third ratio. Okay, don't consider second and third. First and third. Okay, in the first case I have considered first and second ratio. First and second ratio. So to get y is equal to what? First and third ratio you need to consider. If you consider first and third ratio, you will get like this. So y in terms of y1, y2 and m1, m2, like this. And this is actually called as what? The y coordinate of the point P. This is the x coordinate of the point P, and I'm going to write on the conclusion. Therefore the coordinates of P, which divides the line AB in the ratio m1 is to m2, is given by, so this is the x coordinate. Actually it is x comma y. X means what? what we have obtained I have written here, and then comma y means m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. It is a very important formula. You have to remember this one. This is called as a section formula. This formula is called as section formula. M1 M2 is the ratio, x1 y1 x2 y2 are the points, and P is the point which is going to divide the line AB in the ratio M1 is to M2. So after this you need to remember this one also. Okay, this is one more formula. I'm going to use this one in the calculation purpose. So when ratio is asked for you, you need to use this formula. Okay, in that case, if you use this formula, you will not get the solution. So that's why remember this one also. Instead of m1 is to m1 is to m2, I'm going to take here what, k is to 1. Okay, so now if you place k in the place of m1 and 1 in the place of m2 in this formula, you will get this one, kx2 plus x1 divided by k plus 1. Okay, instead of m1 plus m2, you will get k plus 1. Okay, because m1 is equal to k and m2 is equal to 1. That's why ky2 plus y1 divided by k plus 1, like this. Okay, so then one more thing is, remember this one, this formula also, section formula with ratio m1 is to m2, and this is also section formula, but here the ratio is k is to 1. Okay, remember this one also. And the special case is, I told for you initially, I have given the first example for you where a straight line of 10 centimeter I have divided into two equal parts actually. So then that point is actually called as midpoint of that straight line. So now to find out the midpoint of a straight line, there is a one more formula. It is actually derived from the section formula itself. Let us imagine if we divide a straight line into two equal parts, what will be the ratio? It will become 1 is to 1. Then m1 is to 1 means here the ratio m1 is to m2 will become what? 1 is to 1. So that's why if you place 1 in the place of m1 and m2, you will get the midpoint formula. If you place 1 here, and here also 1 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, what we get? X2 plus x1 divided by 1 plus 1 2, y2 plus y1 divided by 1 plus 1, it will become 2. So that's why you can write down x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So this is actually called as what? Midpoint formula. Remember. Okay, now I have given three formulas for you. One is what? Section formula. Okay, section formula, ratio m1 m2, and the points x1 y1 x2 y2. P is the point where I'm going to cut the straight line, and this is k is to 1 formula. Okay, section formula, k is to 1, and this is the special case, that is midpoint formula. So remember all these three formulas. These three formulas are also going to be used while solving the exercise question. Okay, and you can look at the example questions given in your NCERT textbook also. So just look at the one question. I think it will become very clear for you. Find the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining the points 4 comma minus 3 and 8 comma 5 in the ratio 3 is to 1 internally. Okay, so this is actually an internal division formula. Remember, one more formula is there for external division, but it will not be asked for you. Okay, it will come in higher studies only. So it is an internal division. Remember, now look at here, 3 is to 1 ratio means m1 is to m2 is equal to what? 3 is to 1. And this is what? x1 y1. 4 comma minus 3 is x1 y1. 8 comma minus 5 is x2 comma y2. You need to find out what? X comma y. You know the formula. Okay, so he's going to put the formula actually. Okay, he's not going to write on the formula. So just look at here, x is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2. So now what is m1? 3. And what is x2 actually? Not x1, x2. x2 means 8. Okay, plus m2 here. m2 means 1. And then here it is actually x1. x1 means what? 4. Divided by m1 plus m2. 3 plus 1. Okay, so now on simplification you will get 7. This is the x coordinate of the point P. In a similar sense, y coordinate, okay, by using the formula m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2, you will get 3 again for y. Okay, so now therefore this is 7 comma 3 is actually what? This is the point P, x comma y. Okay, 7 comma 3 is the required point. Okay, so very simple formula. Okay, so he will give the 2 points for you. and he will give the ratio, and he may ask to find out the points x comma y like this. But there are some problems which are different when compared to the previous one. So now look at here, in what ratio does the point minus 4 comma 6 divides the line joining the points A and B. Now here actually a ratio is asked for you, means M1 is to M2 is asked for you. You need to find out M1, M2. In this situation actually I'm going to use the formula K is to 1, but actually here the same formula is used, but if you use the same formula it will become very difficult. So that's why I'm going to use the K is to 1 formula, and here it is the case to 1 formula. Okay, so just look at this one, alternative solution. It's very simple. Okay, but if you solve by this method you will get the answer, but it seems to be difficult for you. Okay, so don't follow this one, so follow this one, alternative solution. Okay, case to 1, and example 8 is given for you. Okay, so this is something he is going to extend the section formula. I think you can understand this one. Okay, when I solve the questions related to the section formula, and example 9 is also given for you. So this is once again actually he is going to ask find the ratio. Okay, find the ratio means he is going to ask M1 is to M2 again, but that's why here I'm going to use the formula, that is K is to 1 formula. Okay, so that's why it's very easy. Okay, and here it is related to what parallelogram, I think. Okay, quadrilateral. Okay, so now I'm going to stop the class here, and in the next class I'm going to begin the exercise 7.2, which are related to section formula. And remember the formula, section formula, and then K is to 1 formula, section formula with M1 is to M2, section formula with the K is to 1 ratio, and the third one is midpoint formula. In the next class I'm going to deal with the problems. Thank you, one and all.